Welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode 123. Unlike last night, I can actually talk a normal level voice. We're here discussing the third Kamen Rider movie released in 1990s. Released in 1994. This is Kamen Rider J. And by the way, J is played by Tyranno Ranger from Zoo Ranger. Yep. And I at least got handed this movie. Is that For one thing, the words Kamen Rider are actually said in the movie. As a matter of fact, the character is referred to as Kamen Rider J. And here's the thing. Why was it so hard for the last movies to say the words Kamen Rider? They look at the suit like, oh, that looks like that looks like Zio. Kind of, yes. If I heard it's a repurposed suit. Yeah, so pretty much in a way. So the reason why basically resembles them because basically they wanted to do a new thing with Double Raiders that come about. So movie starts out basically with this. With the villain's movie known as The Fog. You're thinking, wait, The Fog? You mean the movie that came out in 1980 or the 2000 remake? No, this is completely different people. Excuse me. Led by the Fog Mother. And the members are comprised of a Wasp woman who was used for Mass Rider. Agato. No, not Kamen Rider Agato. Completely different character. The names are Gurenki, Zoe, and Agato. Zoe is the Wasp woman. Gurenki is basically kind of like an alligator type monster. Mm-hmm. Actually, he's the lead. He's the Cobra Man. Yeah, that apparently is his code name. His code name is basically Cobra Man. Agato is the Tokage Man. Basically an alligator. Oh, he's a lizard. Mm-hmm. Now, Agato definitely was used for Mass Rider. Definitely. As Cybergator. Yeah, this basically was the episode where Abby became. When it was adapted for Mass Rider, this was basically, well, the episode where Abby turned into Mass Rider for one episode. That was all a dream. It was in episode 32 of the series. They decided to have to do this for reasons. I'm not really sure exactly why. That's most of exactly what happens here when it comes to that one. Now, what about the other two? Well, in the case of Zhao, they decided to take hers and the Spider Woman from the previous series and kind of in a way basically kind of made it into a version for Hydrasect. Yeah, this monster actually had two forms. First was basically Zhao, which was used for the first form, and Arachnia, which was the Spider Woman from the previous movie. Yep. Yep. Oh, by the way, they bring back these characters in the very next movie. I'll get to that. Fog Mother. Yes, this creature did pop up on Mass Rider as Ultivore. Yep. I'm trying to see exactly what episode was featured in. Must have been early on. Because that's basically when they use from the movies. They usually use them very early on in the series. Mm-hmm. Must be like 30 something. Let's see. Yeah, it's one of these episodes they do in fact use it. I'm not sure which one. Actually, I'm not really sure which one basically they used too far. I know it wasn't a fun episode of the series. No, not really. But, so what is the plot of this movie? Fog Mother and her group come to Earth to eat humans. Okay. Alright, so they want to sacrifice to wake up their siblings so they can begin the feast. So then we see the guy who become Jay with a little girl named Kana. And like, oh, the guy's not good enough. Ooh, this little girl basically of the sacrifice. So they take her, and of course, then he gets supposedly stabbed by one of the monsters. By I think it's the alligator one. I think he's stabbed by Agato with another fist because he's held by two hands. And his other fist comes out of nowhere. He falls off, and then we see him getting reconstructed. And you think, wait, did we just see his last movie with basically another one? This time it's not done by some scientist. It's actually the first one I can think of where it's not done by a scientist per se. This reconstructive surgery is done by, well, creatures. Which, I gotta admit, this actually is different. Because normally they have some scientists do this. And this has been like this since the original Kamen Rider series. I gotta admit, this actually is quite ballsy for them to do. And like, okay, your Kamen Rider J, the Fog Pirates are bad guys. Oh yeah, and this grasshopper's your ally named Barry. Which they had one of these things last. They had one of these things the last movie too, but that didn't say anything. This one does. Yeah, Barry is a talking grasshopper. So his job is to rescue Kana and destroy Fog Mother and her children. I'm like, okay, interesting. He basically his motorcycle does transform into his cycle he has from the show. Well, the cycle he normally would have. Now, what is the name of his cycle? It's known as a J Crosser, which looks like a repurposed. Look at one picture here. Looks like a repurposed Battle Hopper. Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like though. It kind of looks like some of the Battle Hopper. Yeah. I mean, it just the only difference is basically to put this little stripe thing in the front of it. So yeah, then of course they discover, oh, he's alive. So Agato by himself, decides to go down and fight him. And then we say, oh, transform, like, transform. And of course, he kind of does, in a weird way, battles him quite a while, and then eventually he beats him. Then eventually he battles Zoe. Battles her for a bit, they get dragged to the ship, she dies, and then Greg, and of course that little girl, she's she's laying on this table. No, they don't do anything to her aside put a mark on her forehead. They do not, they do change her clothes. Yes, they change her outfit that she was wearing, this white dress, because people who love doing sacrifices love putting women in white dresses for reasons. So then, of course, Barry goes with them, and of course they have some fighting, Graggy, and this battle is pretty good. And we actually see him do the henshin for the first time in this movie. His henshin, and he transforms. It's a great sequence. I'd say it's probably better handled than it was in the last movie. I always got praise for that. And after this is beaten, then of course he's brought down to this little thing, and then something really weird happens. So the Earth Spirits use their power to make him go giant size. Yep, we have a giant size Kamen Rider, where he proceeds to beat the living crap out of the Fog Motor spaceship, which basically moves like a freaking tank, while also destroying some industrial area. Yep. So he basically beats it. He even does. By the way, he beats it out by using a Rider Kick. He even says the word Rider Kick. Like previous movies, why were you afraid to use those two words? This movie was not afraid of it at all, and he defeats it. And then eventually he does he doesn't say giant Rider Kick, but basically that's what he does. He does a giant Rider Kick, smash sort of thing. He goes back normal size, brought back inside, seeing the actual, he's giant, he actually punches the damn thing. But what brings the little girl away, he's giant, of course he falls over, and of course she goes on the ground. She's perfectly fine, don't worry. And of course then he meets up with Fox when he goes inside. And he's like, you killed my precious children. And then their own fortress basically crushes her. Thing explodes. Barry says thank you to him off screen. And look like Khan's got a new outfit. And that's the movie ends. I at least got handed this movie. This movie was fantastic. For a 48-minute movie, the runtime was perfectly fine. Unlike last movie, I feel like it could use a bit more time. This one was perfectly fine. Because we told enough story of this one. It didn't feel rushed. And could this been basically a Kamen Rider show? Yes, definitely. Because also, this is also the character from the last movie. Not only the suit, but also the actor can freaking act. He actually can emotion. And plus he can talk. He's a much better fighter. Yeah, I at least gotta admit the fact the guy actually, when he battles Agato, he does okay during that battle. Wild Woman doesn't feel like he beats her per se. One thing he liked doing with her is he punch her in the belly. I'm like, really? Yeah. Couldn't knock the thing off her head. Nope, got a punch in the gut. I think he'd just be a gentleman with her. He probably did not want to basically hurt her too badly. Maybe because basically he likes women. Stan can't be said for the guys. That's my guess when it comes to Jay. He's just a complete gentleman when it comes to the ladies. That's probably the reason why he acts the way he does with the Wasp Woman here. Yep. But not much else to say this movie. It's really good. Yep, I'd say of the three, this is the best one. Good length, good plot. Anything really bad with this movie? Well, the Earth Spirits, they do explain why in the movie they can't technically fight themselves because they're attached to the Earth. Okay, fine. The only thing I do have a slight problem is the fact it looked like Barry died in one scene and Barry just somehow comes up alive. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But at least Jay returns. Kana doesn't. Nope, Kana does not return. Yeah, Jay returns 17 years later in All Riders vs. Dive Shocker. But here's the thing. For a human supporting character, Kana is the only one. Aside from the Earth Spirits and Barry, at least Kana is an important plot device And I appreciate everybody got something to do in this movie. Nothing felt bad. Nothing felt unexplained. Like the last movies had that problem where some stuff was just not explained. This one, yeah, Fogmother's gone. That's a definite. At least Fogmother at least explained what the heck she came from. She's from freaking space. Yep. And plus, also, this was quite interesting for this movie. This actually is the first Kamen movie to not have a fight scene in a city. Yeah, because everything else mostly put like, I think the only kind of damage we saw was like some industrial area, which can easily be repaired, no problem when it comes to Kamen Rider, and basically on the spaceship itself. Okay. I mean, the CG. I would definitely say there's no real CGI this whole movie. I'd say basically it's like they learn a lot. They learn from the mistakes from the last movies, and basically this was definitely the best one of the three. The next one now, here's the thing: the next movie that was released is considered not canon, but I'm gonna watch anyways because the crossover between this character and Zio. Yep. But yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Next time I do one comic corner, and then basically I'm on going to Kamen Rider World and give my final thoughts on the show era as a whole. Okay, next video. Bye.